and then Gelson will take those that FIFA and CAF can take on. Let me start with you, Arocho. Good to see you here. The bottom-up football program, we are just completing the setup, and the setup includes how it's going to be managed, how it's going to be run, the schedule of when we kick it off, how long it will take until it culminates in the final game. Once that is done, we are going to call you and we will release the details of that whole program. It has taken a little bit longer than we had anticipated because we are doing it jointly with county governments. And so we are engaged with the Council of Governors because governors are going to be a key part of this and their governments at the county level. But those consultations are also ongoing between the ministry, the national government, and the county governments. And what I can assure you is that we are hastening it. We are hastening that process. And as soon as we are ready, we'll release that program. And then tying your question on the elections together with Clive Ayukos. No, that was from the People Daily. Yes. The issue of elections is really not the mandate of government. Government does not schedule elections for federations. As I did indicate earlier, it is not the business of government to micromanage federations or to run federations. We allow federations to run according to their constitutions and in accordance with the statutes of their parent global federations, in this case, FKF Constitution and the FIFA statutes. What I know is that both FIFA and CAF are going to listen to a very wide array of stakeholders, and Mr. Fernandez will be able to tell you who exactly they'll be interacting with. There are certain issues around governance. You've raised the issue of the Ringera report, Clive. You've raised the issue of the Ringera report. The issue of the disbandment of the FKF NEC that led to the suspension by FIFA. Issues of governance, accountability, transparency, issues of court cases that are live in court. We have discussed all those issues with this delegation, and we have been very upfront. We have been very clear that at the conclusion of all these interactions and consultations, we are going to draw some conclusions. And so allow us the opportunity. I personally invited this delegation to come to Nairobi when I met the FIFA president, Mr. Gianni Infantino, in Doha. And I did ask them that after lifting the suspension, we would want to sort of start a fresh journey. And I thought it would be useful for FIFA and CAF to physically come to Nairobi, listen to the widest possible array of voices, and then together we'll draw some conclusions, we'll make some decisions. So I would plead for some tutulize tu boli kidogo, alafu mazungumzo hayo yakikamilika tutaweza kufanya uamuzi. Ingawa nitasema kinaga ubaga hapa wazi ya kwamba mambo ya kura kwenye federation mbalimbali ni masuala ya federation. Sisi ni kuhakikisha kwamba sheria inafuatwa. Hilo ndilo jukumu kuu la serikali, kuhakikisha kwamba tunafuata sheria. Irene from FP, you're talking about Harambee Stars. And again, we are very keen to see Harambee Stars back and firing. The issue of how Harambee Stars is going to progress with the qualifiers for the 2023 AFCON, those are matters which we believe the Federation is going to prosecute when they meet this delegation. I do believe that both FIFA and especially CAF will be considerate of Kenya's peculiar situation, Kenya's very special circumstances, and allow Kenya to fully participate. in the qualifiers. I would actually ask CAF not to punish the team for the misdemeanors of others. And so that is something that is not our call, it is CAF's call. But we would be asking CAF to be considerate of the very special circumstances that led to Harambee Stars missing out on some matches and even cost our Harambee Starlets, our women team, possible qualification for the next World Cup for women. We believe our women team was very close to that process. Omondo Nyuka Capital, naming Stadia after Pele. That is a process that is going to be subject to consultations. Pele is really an icon of our game of all time. Particularly, I'm a big fan of Pele, not just because of his incredible skill as a footballer, but because Pele personified what football can do to the world. Rip down the barriers of race, language, culture. Pele made it possible for us to speak one language called football. No matter where you come from, whether you're American, European, African, or Asian, Pele made it possible for you to dream that it's possible to speak this universal language called football. And yeah, it will be such a great honor to have sporting facilities across the world named in honor of this definitely, certainly, unequivocally football great, Pele. Edison Arantes do Nascimento. His real name, isn't it? Edison Arantes dos Nascimento. But the mere fact that we actually just decided to call him Pele made it easy for us to interact with him. Because I would imagine everybody, I think even some of you, would struggle to mention all those names. Edison Arantes do Nascimento. But Pele makes it easy for all of us to interact with him, both in life and even while he's departed. Sadiq Shaban, CGTN. Your question on AFCON qualifiers, I think I have said something about that. Financial support for FKF. The government normally provides support to all federations. And definitely the support is normally based on programs of the various federations. And once FKF is ready with its program, government will definitely consider the program for support. And that goes for all our 69 federations. Why is the federation not here? This was a meeting between government, FIFA, and CAF. But for purposes of disclosure, we, as government, we already held our consultations with FKF, and I also know that the delegation will be engaging FKF as part of the conversations they are going to have with the various stakeholders. So don't read anything in the absence of representatives of the FKF here. I have held very, very substantive conversations with FKF, and FKF being our own federation here, we have continuous engagements between government and FKF. Kwa leo ilikuwa mazungumzo kati yetu sisi, FIFA na CAF. Okay. Bwana Odongo, your question is actually to Mr. Fernandez on accountability and accounting. People Daily, you are asking for fresh elections. I've mentioned that. And Clive, I think I answered your question. Yes.